belt. Here we go. Hello, everybody. It's Dad here. It's Friday. It is time for lunch with Dad. We're gonna have so much fun today. By the way, my name is Carl Trent, or as I'm known around here, Dad from Dad's Guide to WDW.com, and I love going to Disney World. See, it sure says, if you can't see it, fall down. Disney is calling my name, and I must go. Yes, I must. I'm going to Disney World, everybody. I'm going next week. I will be Monday morning, bright and early. I will be in the middle of Walt Disney World, and I am so excited. We'll talk about that more as the day goes on, but I just had to wear the sweatshirt today. It got cool enough that I think that it's okay to wear the sweatshirt today. If I start sweating, I may step off camera and take it off, but we're going to see how the day goes. I got the fan on, and hopefully we'll get through this. All right, so it is Friday. Let's just see what's on tap this week. First, we got to say thank you. Thank you to our partners at Celebration Shirts for sponsoring us and bringing you lunch with Dad this week, as they do every week. If you haven't done it already, go over and check out celebrationshirts.com. They have some great shirts. We see people all the time. See pictures on their Facebook page of people at Disney World. Hope to see some next week, live and in color. People wearing their Celebration shirts. In fact, we've even got a store over at Celebration Shirts. If you go over to celebrationshirts.com, there'll be a link down below. We've got a store, and if you use all Celebration Shirts, if you use the code SFM, you can get 10% off of your shirts. Anyway, thank you to Celebration Shirts for sponsoring Lunch with Dad. All right, so let's get started. Ask a quick favor from you. If you don't mind, would you hit the like button? Like, comment, any kind of comments you want to put, any pictures you want, anything you want Dad to talk about next week. I'll be live at Disney World next week. Anything you want Dad to talk about next week, just throw it down in the comments. I read all the comments. Any questions you have, we're going to answer questions live here in 30, 45 minutes. So if you've got any questions you want answered, just stick them down in the comments, and we'll get to them in a little bit. But anyway, let's get started. So what are we going to do this week? We've got to have a plan. So here is the plan for this week. We're going to start out with, last week we started something new. The Dad's Top with the number. Things at Walt Disney World. This week we're going to keep that up. We're going to talk about Dad's top 5 things he likes at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Spooky. I worked on getting my voice to go low so I could do this. Spooky. Anyway, so we're going to do the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Then we'll do the news. And then this week we're adding something else new, which we're calling How To at Walt Disney World. How to do something at Walt Disney World. Excuse me for just a minute. I just noticed something is not right, and I'm going to fix it real quick before it drives me nuts. Okay, that. I need to do that. I need to do that. And we are good to go again. All right, let's get back to that. Okay, sorry about that. Preparation is always a good thing, and sometimes I don't do it right. Oh, well. Anyway, okay, we got that all set up. All right, so after the new how-to at Walt Disney World, and this week we're going to talk about rider switch, rider swap, baby swap, whatever you want to call it. We're going to talk about how to do that at Walt Disney World. Then we're going to answer questions. I think we have 9 questions this week from our Ask Dad page. And some of those will go pretty quick because they're pretty easy. But so we're going to answer questions first from the Ask Dad page and then your questions. So if you have a question about anything, put it down in the comments and we will answer it. And we'll end up with some final thoughts, especially about Dad's going to Disney World. Can you tell I'm just a little excited? Okay, here we go. What are we going to do? Oh, we're going to start out with talking about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And if you can't hear that in the background, that's the soundtrack of Mickey's Not So Scary, of Hallowishes, actually. Of
spooks of every size, grim, grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
I just love Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I think I might like it a little better than Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I know we did a poll, I think it was over on the magazine page this week, might have been on Dad's Guide, between Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And the Christmas Party one, now you know I love Christmas at Walt Disney World, but I really like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. It's just one of, I think it may be my favorite of the two parties. So what are my 5 favorite things at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? Well, the first one is just kind of the atmosphere. You heard that spooky music that is playing all around the Magic Kingdom all night long. And the Haunted Mansion, especially get around the Haunted Mansion, and they add some things in the Haunted Mansion. There's usually Madame Leota out in front. And there's sometimes there are some singers dressed up like the dead guys and singing the song that is in the Haunted Mansion, and grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. It's just a really, really cool atmosphere. I love the atmosphere at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. The second thing I love about the Halloween Party is it's pretty much the only time that everyone can dress up in costumes. Now you'll see kids that have been, little girls that have been to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, kids that have been to the Pirates League get all pirated up and be pirates in the parks almost every day. But on Halloween party nights, even adults can wear costumes in the parks, and it's just really cool to see everybody all dressed up for Halloween during the Halloween party. You don't see that at Christmas because people don't dress up. You don't see people, well, I take that back. When the last time we went, we were wearing our Christmas sweatshirts, but not everybody does that. Not everybody gets up in Christmas looking gear and goes to that. But when you go to the Halloween party, everybody kind of tends to dress up. Now, Mrs. Mom and I, we dress up as tourists and go to the Halloween party. Pretty awesome costumes, right? Tourists and go to the Halloween party. But it's just, I love that everybody dresses up for the Halloween party. The third thing I really love, and this is kind of a new thing, this has only been going on 3 or 4 years, is the Headless Horseman riding through the park. About 20 minutes before the parade starts, the Headless Horseman starts at the back and rides all the way through the park down Main Street. It just gets so quiet. Everybody gets really quiet. And it's so spooky. They turn the music off, and it's just, you hear that clop, 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 as that horse comes, I would say running, but he doesn't come running. He comes just clop, 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 through the park. I just love that beautiful black horse. That's the third thing I love about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. The fourth, my favorite parade of all the parades at Walt Disney World has to be the Boo to You parade. You and you. The grave diggers, it's just, I like maybe the Christmas parade's even better, but I really do like, I love the music that Disney has come up with for the Halloween party. The Boo to You song, we'll get to Hallowishes in just a minute, but all of that is just so special. But the the Halloween parade is just, I think, is just fabulous. And then there's the last thing that I love about Walt, the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. That is Hallowishes. Happy Hallowishes. Grim gritty ghosts come out too when you hear the nail of the raccoon. Just gonna... This is just pieces of the music right out of the Happy Hallowishes, which is pretty much my favorite part of the whole party is Hallowishes. I think it is the best show, the best fireworks show that Disney does. Now, I was a big fan of Wishes. I'm a big fan of the holiday version of Illuminations. But when it comes to, and I like the Christmas fireworks. I like those green and red fireworks going on all around the Magic Kingdom. But when it comes to my favorite fireworks show, it has to be Hallowishes. I bet I sneak over one night this next week and watch it. It's just pretty cool. We're not going to the party, but I think we're close enough on one of the party nights that I might be able to sneak over and watch it from like the Polynesian, which I love to do. Anyway, so those are my 5 favorite things to do at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I love the spooky atmosphere. I love watching everybody all dressed up in costume. I love that headless horseman, the Booty Parade, and the Happy Hallowishes fireworks show. So what are your favorite things during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? Go ahead and put them down in the comments. Love to hear what you think about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Do you like it better than the Christmas party? Do you like the Christmas party better? Which one is your favorite? All right, so that is Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. All right, next, time for the news of the week. So what's going on in the news? Finally, Disney listened to Dad. 2 weeks ago, I had this big rant about Disney getting their act in gear and getting Rivers of Light scheduled for the next however long. At least get it out past 180 days. Get it to where we can reserve the dining packages, the Rivers of Light dining packages, at all the restaurants. Brain, come on, brain, work. But get Rivers of Light scheduled so we don't have to just. It just has been a bad deal. Anyway, they did that this week. This week, with no fanfare, no announcement, you just all of a sudden it popped up, and you could make your Rivers of Light dining package reservations all the way through April, through 180 days, and also they got the schedule out through April. So it's a good deal. Disney finally listened to Dad. I'm sure that's just exactly how that happened. Yesterday it was announced, or the day before it was announced, that a new attraction is coming to Epcot in the Innoventions. It's called Spectaculab. Yeah, that's it. Spectaculab. And it's going to be where real scientists come in and do science experiments and interact with the crowds while they're doing their science experiments. Sounds kind of cool. We'll see how it goes. And the last thing, there's kind of a slow news week this week. Disney Springs hotels, the Good Neighbor hotels around Disney Springs, the 6 hotels that are Good Neighbor hotels at Disney Springs, are having a big sale this week. And it was also announced that they're going to be able to book fast passes at the 60-day mark. That's a big deal because that has always been something that you could only do at the Disney hotels and the Swan and Dolphin. So now that the Disney Springs hotels can do that, that's a big, big advantage because those hotels, not all of them, but a lot of them are not nearly, well, they're all not nearly as expensive as comparable Disney hotels, but there's some fairly inexpensive places to stay over there. And being able to get that 60-day fast pass, that's a big deal. All right, that's the news. Like I said, slow news week. Okay, so speaking of spooky and scary and Halloween, it is time for our annual Spooktacular sale for our calendar. Let's see if I can find this picture. Here's next October's picture for the 2018 Walt Disney World magazine, WDW Magazine's Disney World After Dark calendar. We've had these on sale for a while. They're just incredible. These pictures, you're just not going to find anything better. These are just amazing, amazing calendars. We're having a sale this week through Monday, through actually Tuesday, through the 31st, through Halloween Day. If you buy now through Halloween, you get free shipping if you order a calendar. Free shipping on anything you order as long as you order one of the 2018 calendars. And I can just tell you they're pretty fabulous. They come with planning stickers, 30 planning stickers. If you want to plan your trips, they're 16-month calendars. They actually start next Wednesday. The first day of the calendar is let me get it up here where you can see it. My finger. November 1st. So just next Wednesday. These things will be good. You can put it on your wall now and start using it next week. If you order it today, you probably won't get it by Wednesday, but you'll get it next week. So order today, free shipping for everybody in the U.S. This is U.S. only. Free shipping for U.S. calendars. So order today. Add a calendar. There's other stuff that you can buy there. There's a growth chart. There is. We still got the photo book is on sale. Big sale on the photo book. So go over to our site. The link will be down below. the-best-of-wdw.com, and you can order those today. You probably should have gotten an email about it a couple days ago. And you'll probably get one or two more before Tuesday rolls around. But go ahead and order. Get your calendar this week. They're just fabulous. They're just fabulous. Okay, that's our Spooktacular sale. Let's move on. What's next? Okay. So I said we're going to talk about something new. We're going to do something new, and it's called Rider Swap or Rider Swips. Rider switch. So how to rider switch at Walt Disney World. This comes up a lot. A lot of people have heard of rider switch or rider swap or baby swap. I think some of the books used to call it baby swap, but now officially Disney calls it rider switch. Whatever you want to call it. Rider switch, baby switch, rider swap, baby swap, whatever you want to call it. Let's talk about how it works. So if you have a family that has a child that either is too short to ride, reluctant to ride, doesn't want to ride, but you still want to experience the attraction, you don't want to stand in line twice. Makes sense. There are several rides at each park that have this rider switch option. What happens with the rider switch is if you want to experience rider switch, your whole party goes to the Fast Pass entrance. At that point, you will be given a ticket, a rider switch ticket. Then all of the party, except for the child that doesn't want to ride, whatever part of the party that wants to ride goes ahead and rides. The other part that's staying with the child that wants to ride later stays with the child. Now, the important thing here is that second group can only include 2 people. So if you've got a group of 10 or 12 people, you can't have 5 go at the first time, 5 go at the second time. Only 2 people can go with the second round of rider switch. So take your group, get your rider switch pass. Everybody goes except for two and the child that doesn't want to ride. Everybody goes and rides the ride. Now, you can either go through the regular line, or if everybody, including the second group, if everybody has fast passes, you can go through the fast pass line. You don't get an advantage by doing rider switch. You don't get to go through the fast pass line if you don't have a fast pass. There is no advantage to rider switch, except that that second person will get to that second group. The first group rides, takes that pass to the second group. The second group comes to the fast pass entrance, gives the pass, and they'll either be sent through the fast pass line or the special backstage pass where they don't even have to go through the fast pass line. One of those. They'll be sent the fastest way, or whatever way they've got it set up, to ride the ride. That way, you don't have that second group going through the long line. So rider switch. It's rider switch, rider swap, baby swap, whatever you want to call it. It's a program where if you have a child that can't ride, doesn't want to ride, you don't have to have two groups that stand in line for a long time. Pretty easy to use. And if you want more information, you can go to Disney's site. They've got a page where they list all the rider swaps rides. When we get our page together, which is what we're doing now, when we get our page together, we'll list all those rides too. So, hope that helps. That is rider switch. How to rider switch at Walt Disney World. That's the new thing this week we're trying out. We're going to do that for a few weeks. All right. So here we go. Questions. We're getting ready to start questions. Oh, you like the beard, huh? It's getting kind of full. Yeah. It's, 3-4 weeks now with the beard? It'll get longer. It'll get better. Yeah. Pretty cool. Dad can rock the beard. Oh, boy. All right, so time to get started on our Ask Dad questions. We've got several that came in on our Ask Dad page. We got about 9 of them this week. So we'll be going through those. And if you have any questions you want me to answer when I get through with these questions, I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. We'll stick around till all the questions are answered. So if you have questions, just put it down in the comments and we'll talk about it here in a minute. All right, so here is the first question. This one comes from Mike in New Jersey. Mike says, "Hi, Dad. This fellow dad would like to know how you go about telling what crowds will be for future dates. Is it only previous year's data, and where does that data come from? We are traveling to Disney December 11th through 17th, and I have a feeling it's going to be packed. At 180 days out, it was nearly impossible to land an advanced primo dining reservation, and that has been the case since that point. I've also inquired about DVC rooms at that time, and none are available. Plus, they're doing a free dining plan promotion, and lastly, this unfortunate hurricane word is that people push their vacation back. With that data, would you change your estimates? Do you still feel like it will be moderate? I hope you're right. Thanks, fellow dad." Well, Mike, how do I come up with my crowd predictions? Well, it's like the old, I was a government employee for a long time, so I could tell you, but then I'd have to, no, I better not say that. I use lots of different ways to figure out what the crowds are. I look at the crowds from year to year, not just last year, but from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago, and I compare what the trends are through the years. I also look at the events that are going on at the time. We'll talk about that a little more in a couple of questions. There's a question about this in just a couple of minutes. I look at not just what people have, the crowd levels that people have, but what actually people in the parks are saying about crowd levels. So I keep up with what everybody's saying about the crowd levels, and then compare that to published information about crowd levels. So there's a lot that goes into my crowd projections. And basically the bottom line is just the way I feel about what the crowds are going to be. I kind of have watched it for years. I know the crowd patterns. I like to say I'm more accurate than your local weatherman. So let's talk about December 11th through 17th. When it comes to making hotel reservations, last week I did a little bit about I came up with a blog post. We talked about this last week in Lunch with Dad. Why you can't book Disney hotels right now. Why the hotels all seem to be full. Number one, Disney has about 6% or between 6 and 8% of their hotel rooms either have been demolished with the Coronado Springs and the Caribbean Beach Resort construction. They've been demolished. The Pop Century has some big refurb going on. A lot of rooms are out of service there. Overall, with the Wilderness Lodge, when they took some of those rooms and took the 8-person rooms, turned them into 4-person rooms. The Polynesian took 2-3 buildings out and made them DVC buildings. So there are a lot of rooms that just aren't available that were available 3 to 5 years ago, which is some of the reasons why you see these good neighbor hotels getting things like Fast Pass Plus. Heard rumors that they're also going to get or extra magic hours. Don't know for sure yet, but that hasn't been announced. But I've heard rumors that that's going to happen too. And it's to kind of relieve that overcrowding situation. Disney also redid the way that they book weekend rooms, and that has affected some of the longer trips. If you're doing a Monday through Thursday trip, you're probably not going to have that much problem finding a room. But when you go over those weekend days, those Friday, Saturday, Sunday night dates, there's a little more problem. All right, so secondly, ADRs. When it comes to ADRs, it's always hard to get those primo reservations, especially, believe it or not, low times of year when free dining is in play. People get free dining. What is the first thing they're going to book? They're going to book those ADRs. And those primo ADRs always book quickly. I know we tried to get a couple of years ago, we tried to get a Be Our Guest reservation. We struggled and struggled. And finally, we were able to do it. So that's not atypical. That is pretty standard operating practices with those primo reservations. You got to hit them right at 180 days. And you need that. If you didn't have a reservation, you didn't have that 180 plus 10 that makes it easier to book those primo reservations. DVC rooms. Why is it hard to book DVC rooms? Well, part of the problem is there is a big DVC event on the 11th. So DVC rooms are going to be pretty much booked at that time because of the DVC event. So if you're trying to do the 11th through the 17th, that's what makes it harder. All these things have come together to make it look like that the crowds are out of control. I don't believe it. I don't think you're going to find that is the case. I have been at Disney World that week for 3 years in a row. This is the week we've had our magazine Christmas party. I've held the magazine Christmas party. So I've been there that week for 3 years in a row. And yes, it is moderately, occasionally heavy, but it doesn't get much above that. And I don't see that happening this year. Yes, there are some people that are going to be there because of Hurricane Irma. But again, that number is very, very small because you think about it. That was the slowest time of the year. And the people that are rebooking from Irma are spread out over 6, 12 weeks. And maybe they don't even rebook. So I just don't see that as being a big factor. The bottom line is that I still believe that that will be a moderate to maybe just a little bit heavy time. It won't be crazy. It won't be packed, as you say. It will be moderate. I'm just almost sure of it. Anyway, there we go, Mike. All right, here's the next question. This one's going to go quick because it's pretty easy. Debbie in Winchester, Pennsylvania says, my family and I are going to Walt Disney World from January 3rd through the 10th. Will the Christmas decorations still be up to enjoy? Debbie, yes, they will. Yes, they will. Disney does not take the Christmas decorations down as quickly as they used to in the past. Years ago, the typical pattern was the first Sunday after January 1st, the first Sunday after January 1st, unless it was the second or third. But that first Sunday after January 1st, the Christmas decorations would come down. Lately, they've been leaving them up longer. In fact, there may actually be a date this year. Last year, they put dates up that, when they would start, when they would end. And I forgot to look. That might be up again this year. But I know 2 years ago, we were there on January. We checked in on the 10th, and we were there through the last day we were there was January 15th. And they were still Christmas decorations up on January 15th. So, yes, the Christmas decorations will all be up. The last night of the Candlelight Processional is December 30th, but the decorations stay up for that first week at least of January and probably into the second week of January. Bottom line is, yep, they'll be up for you. Okay, here's the next question. This one comes from Toby in Canada. My wife and I are taking our 5-year-old daughter and 3-year-old son to Walt Disney World as a Christmas gift. We are staying in the Art of Animation Resort. I understand that our stay will be during one of the busiest times of the year, planning to go to Epcot on January 1st, Magic Kingdom January 2nd, Animal Kingdom January 3rd, back to the Magic Kingdom on January 5th and 6th. We will be able to book fast passes soon. I am looking for some advice on what activities to book for these passes and how these bookings could relate to possible itineraries. I was hoping to head to the parks early and return to the resort in the afternoon, heading back in the evening. Hope this makes sense. Any advice will be appreciated. Well, Toby, first, I would say, congratulations, you're going to Disney World. And really, that is a great time to visit. We did a trip January 1st, several years ago when we surprised the kids. They were 19 and 24. We surprised them with a trip and took them to Disney World, arriving on January 1st. And we had a great time. Yeah, it was busy for a few days. The crowds, that crowd pattern, January 1st will be really busy and you'll see every day. It will come down a little bit more. So, yeah, it's going to be very busy, but it's still a very doable trip as long as you have a good plan. Now, what I would suggest for you to do first is to go to touringplans.com. I'm serious. Go from our touring plans page, Dad's Guide to www.touring plans. Link will be .html. The link will be down there in the comments. So go to the touring plans page and get a subscription. Do pay and get a subscription. That way you'll be able to get into all of their systems and get their plans. They have plans that are built for, they have over 100 plans that are already pre-built. So you can go in and you can choose one of their plans and they'll tell you right in the plan what fast passes to book. That is the easy way. The easiest way is to go to Touring Plans. Now, the second way that you can do it, if you want to go to my pages and look and make your own plan, that's okay. You can do that. That's a great way to do it too. I would start by going to our Fast Pass page. Dad's Guide to www.com/fastpass.html. And on that page, you will see Dad's really cool Fast Pass, what do we call it? Fast Pass cheat sheet. Fast Pass cheat sheet, which lists all the different parks and which rides Dad suggests you fast pass on in each park. What I suggest you do is choose the rides you have to do. You really have to do. The kids want to do it. Choose those rides. Make those fast pass reservations first. That's where you start with the rides you have to do, that you can't miss, that you want to do more than anything else. Since you're going to be there at a busy time, it's important to get those fast passes done first. That way it guarantees you don't have to spend, 3 hours in line for 4 hours and 5 hours in line for Flight of Passage or Frozen Ever After. Those lines that are just crazy. In fact, I noticed that the Navi River Journey line was longer than the Flight of Passage line this week. Kind of weird. I think there was some outages that caused that, but make those fast pass reservations first. Those rides that you want to ride most, make those first. So you guarantee that you can ride those rides. And then when you get there first thing in the morning, you look at those other rides that are in that always a good idea area, and you ride those first. You do those first thing in the morning. And that way you get those busy rides done. The earlier you can get those rides done, the shorter your wait will be. Anyway, so that's kind of how I would build my plan. I would build it around that and then just kind of do the busy rides in the morning, part of Dad's rules for conquering the parks. Get to the parks early, ride the busy rides first, use Fast Pass Plus. There's one more, I can't think of what it is. But anyway, just be sure. Oh, have a plan. How could I forget that? Have a plan. So those are my 4 rules for conquering the parks. Just very simple. The bottom line is figure out what rides your family has to ride. Make those fast pass reservations first. And there you go. All right. Did you see that this week a couple weeks ago, last week, I talked about all these discounts that were coming out from Disney and how they're just keep coming and keep coming. Well, a new one came out this week too. This one was just for Disney Visa card holders. The Chase Visa card, Disney Chase Visa card holders can book between January 1st and April 14th, up to 35% off. It's a room-only discount. Doesn't take tickets. It's one of those that's good for annual pass holders because you don't have to have tickets. You don't have to buy the Disney dining plan. You can, but you don't have to. It's not required. It's a room-only discount. January 1st to April 14th, up to 35% off. Get in touch with our partners at Destinations to Travel. From what they're telling me, Disney is opening up lots more availability than they have in the past. So go ahead and get with our partners at Destinations to Travel. The link will be down in the comments, and book your trip. Now is the perfect time to book your trip. If you're going to Walt Disney World in 2018, book now. It's not too late to get that Christmas Magic Band thing too. That's a pretty cool thing. Destination Travel can tell you all about that. They'll help you with your trip, help you plan, help you make your ADRs, make your Fast Pass reservations. Just get in touch with them today. All right, here we go. Next question. By the way, we've got about 6 more questions. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments, and I'll get to them here before we get through. We've got one already, so go ahead and put questions in, and we'll get to them and try to answer them before we're done today. Okay. This next question comes from Sandy in Kamloops, British Columbia. She says, "Hi, Dad." Hi, Sandy. It's our last week of lunch with Dad before we go to Disney World. Mine too. Thank you for an amazing 1.5 years of help, of tips to prepare. You're welcome. I appreciate that. My question is there an update on the date of the first light up of the castle for the holidays? On our last trip in 2013, we were sitting in cosmic rays when a cast member suggested we go outside and catch the first light up of the year. It was magical. And I cried. I do that a lot. We'd love to catch it again. Our dates are November 4th through 12th. Thanks, Dad. Sandy, I thank you for the kind words. I really do appreciate it. When it comes to the first castle show of the year, the light up the castle, I think I was there I think I was actually there at that first light up in 2013. It was either 2013 or 2014. I kind of get it confused, but no, that's probably 2014. But I got to go to that castle lighting, the first one of the year, and it is a really cool thing. Now, how do you find out about it? You just kind of have to luck into it. Disney does not really announce it. Now, I know a lot of the local podcasters and bloggers, they knew about it. Photographers were there, but they talked to cast members. Disney does not make an announcement about it, but when will it happen? I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. Anytime after the 2nd of December, 2nd of November, it could happen because it won't happen on the 1st because there's still a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. It'll take a couple of days to reset, but starting on the 5th, they're taping the Christmas parade show in the Magic Kingdom. So by that time, all the decorations are going to be up. So could it happen on the 5th? Yeah, the first Mickey's Not So Scary, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is the 9th. So somewhere between the 5th and the 9th would be my guess that they'll have that. 5th, 6th, and 7th is when they're doing the Christmas parade. It won't be all 3 days, but they schedule 3 days in the Magic Kingdom. So the 8th, my guess is the 8th would probably be the ideal date, but it could happen anytime from the 3rd or 4th all the way through the 9th. But sometime between that time, sometime when you're there, just ask a cast member when you're in the Magic Kingdom. If they know, they'll tell you. The bottom line is it's going to happen while you're there. Just ask a cast member and find out. And if I find out, I'll definitely post the information. All right. Here we go. Next question. This one comes from Amber in Fresno, California. Your crowd calendar lists April 15th through 21 as a great time to go, but other calendars have it as a busier time. Your crowd calendar also doesn't mention the Star Wars Half Marathon. Just want to make sure you didn't miss anything because I am trying to plan my trip for that time. Your calendar was the easiest to read, so I am counting on you. Thanks. Amber, thanks. We worked really hard to make our crowd calendar easy to read. And now, as to why I believe that will be a less busy time. For the last 2 years, and this may be why the other ones say it's going to be busy. For the last 2 years, Easter has been in the middle of April, the 15th, 16th, 17th. This year, Easter is April the 1st. And so typically what happens when Easter comes, the crowds are huge the week of Easter. Then after that, they dwindle down. And that's kind of the end of the typical spring break. Now, when Easter is that early, it kind of might last a little bit longer. But by that middle of April time, the crowds are pretty much gone away. And one way you can see that the crowds are pretty much gone away is Star Wars Marathon is that week. Disney does not put marathons during busy weeks. They use the marathons to fill the hotels when the crowd levels are low. So, yes, I don't talk about marathons on my crowd calendars because they just aren't a factor. They just aren't a factor. Well, yeah, the day after the marathon, the Magic Kingdom might be a little busy, but typically marathon weeks, crowds are low. The people at the marathons are doing the marathon stuff. So, and the marathons are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it really doesn't affect the crowd levels a lot. In fact, they're actually there because the crowd levels are so low. So I'm pretty confident. The bottom line is I'm pretty confident about that April Disney World crowds. I just think that mid-April is going to be moderate as compared to the last couple of years when you had Easter week that week. All right, so don't worry, be happy. Okay, and here we go. Here's Amber again, same person again. Next question. Amber says, Dad, I am super torn about staying on site versus off site. I have a hotel reserved in Kissimmee, the Red Lion, for about $40 a night. That's a great rate. I can't beat that price. You're right, you can't. But I really wanted to have a few days in the bubble. I looked at the prices of Value Resort, and it's still quite a bit more. Yeah, no kidding. I plan on renting a car anyway. My question is, how about a split stay? 2 nights at the All-Star Sports, then head over to the Red Lion. I could get my 60-day fast passes and also my Magic Bands. My son is super excited about these. I'd save a ton. I'd save even more if I skipped the All-Stars altogether. Do you think the extras are worth it? I can even add the dining plan for those days. Do split stays make sense? Well, Amber, being that it's a hotels question, I did ask my friends, my partners over at Destinations to Travel, to see what they would thought, and I got an answer back from Nancy Castile. She is one of their agents, and she had a really good answer. So here's what Nancy says. First, I have to say, I love Disney. I love the themes of their resorts. I love the toiletries in the room. I love the food courts. I love the pools. I love their transportation services. I agree. That being said, $40 a night is a deal if you don't mind driving to and from the parks and paying the parking fees. It's a good deal. If you could snag a room discount at Disney and the difference of the price might not be as much, you might think about considering the daily parking fees. It has to be a personal decision. If you love Disney and the exciting of staying on site, then a couple of nights would give you that experience. Since you will need tickets for your entire stay anyway, I would consider a couple of nights at Disney at the end of your trip. For me, it's a big disappointment to have to leave Disney if I've stayed there at the beginning. If you decide to stay on site, you can always stay off site. You can always buy Magic Bands through the Disney store, and you can get your fast passes at 30 days and link them to your tickets on your My Disney Experience account. So I have to agree with Nancy. I probably at $40 a night, you're talking $100 a night difference. That's a lot of money when you're talking 5 or 6 nights, even 2 nights. That's $200. What would that buy? Would that buy Magic Bands? Sure, Magic Bands, 2 Magic Bands, 30, 40 bucks. With that, you're not going to get fast passes. The Disney dining plan, this is me going off again. I'm not a fan of the Disney dining plan. I don't think for a 2-night stay, it's going to save you that much money. It might save you $10 or $15 at the most if you use it well. So you're talking about it's going to cost, well, parking is $20 a day. So you got 40, and maybe 15. But I don't even know about that. So you got maybe $80, $90 worth of savings. And you're going to spend $200 less for those 2 nights. That's pretty significant. So I would probably not do a split stay. I'm not a big fan of split stays. We did one once. It was okay, but going off-site to on-site, that kind of split stay, that's a little more difficult because you've got a car, so it's not as big a deal. You have to move your own furniture, your own suitcases and stuff. So I'm not a big fan of split stays. And as Nancy said, I would do what she said and if you were going to do it, I would put the Disney at the end. So the bottom line is, I just go with the Red Lion. I know it's not Disney. I know I'm a Disney guy. I know I'm supposed to be all Disney all the time, but the price difference is just pretty significant. And if you're struggling with the money, if you're asking the question, you've got to be thinking about it. I just stick with the Red Lion. You can order your fast passes not your fast passes, but you can get your magic bands. You can still get magic bands even if you're not staying on site. You can save a little money by buying your tickets from our partners at the official ticket center. You won't save $100, but you'll save a little bit. We can put the link down below to the official ticket center. You can get your tickets there and save a little money. Okay, let's take a little break. And let's talk about Dad's going to Disney World. Come on. Oh, I got to do this first. Come on. Here we go. Yes, Dad is going to Disney World. Dad is going to Walt Disney World live and in color. Stay tuned next week for all of Dad's videos. Yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to be at Walt Disney World live and in color. Growing up, this kind of came up yesterday when we were talking. We always do a pre-meeting, and when we were talking yesterday in our meeting, I said in color because I grew up and that was a big thing. I'm old enough that I was there in the switch from black and white into color, so everything was in color. So Dad's going to be at Disney World in color. All right, Carl, come on, let's go. Anyway, so I'm going to be at Disney World next week. I'm going to be taking pictures and doing live videos and just having a good time. And if you're there next week, I'd love to meet you. Come say hello. I mean, I'm going to have pens, and let's see if I can find a pens and pens. I'll probably have a book or two, Dad's cool new book. I might have some of those to give away. And for the first person that sees me every day in the parks, the first person every day in the parks that sees me and says, "Hi, Dad," I got a $25 Disney gift card for you. So come up, look for me. I'll still have the beard. Promise I won't shave the beard off. Every morning, first thing in the morning, I'm going to post a video saying, "Hello, here's what we're doing today," and tell you where we'll be. I'll post pictures during the day. We'll play some games. Be sure to follow us on this Facebook page. On the Facebook page, we're going to play games. And when I come back next week, we might have a giveaway based on the interaction in the photos and the videos. We'll pick a winner, and I'll have a prize pack, a pretty cool prize pack. Next week when I get back, not next Friday, but 2 weeks from today, we will pick a winner of this prize pack based on randomly from who's interacted with the pictures, with the videos, with the little games we're going to be playing next week. One of the games we like to play is I'm going to show you a picture of either food or maybe even an empty plate, and you get to guess where I've eaten. It's kind of silly, but it's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun with these in the past. So expect to see a lot of pictures, a lot of video. Dad's going to Disney World. It's gotten to the point where tonight I'll be too excited to sleep because vacation starts in about 20 minutes. So I'm pretty excited. All right. So Dad's, Disney World is calling and I must go. Dad's going to Disney World. All right, got a couple more questions. Then I'm going to answer your questions. Go ahead and put them down in the comments, and we'll get to them here in just a couple of minutes. I see that we've got 2 now, so this is kind of the last call. We're going to have to wrap it up here pretty quick. All right, here we go. Judy in Baxter, Tennessee says, "How soon can I book a reservation for 2020? Going in the last week of September and the first week of October, being at the Magic Kingdom for the anniversary, the 50th. We, my 30-year-old daughter, and me, 67, went last year for the 45th, there by accident. It was great. There were 3 days before the actual day in the Magic Kingdom. We had booked Epcot at that day of the anniversary. However, we did get the pins on that day. We are very much forward to looking to be there for the 50th. So excited about when to plan for this 2020 vacation. We will be there for 14 days as we were last year." Judy, I'm with you there. I can't wait for the 50th anniversary. I will be there for the 50th anniversary. I'm going to be there on October 1st, 2021. The 50th anniversary is 2021. So you're going to have to wait another year. It's not 2020, it's 2021. So the 50th anniversary in 2021, when can you book? Well, Disney takes reservations for room-only packages 499 days in advance, which, if you're talking about October 1st, it would be May 21st of 2020. That would be the first day you could book, October 1st. Now, you'd have to, if you want to be there a few days before, you could play with those dates. But you cannot do that online. You have to call or use a travel agent. That's why that's one of the reasons we recommend Destinations to Travel as a travel agent. It's one of the things they do is do those early bookings. Packages, the room packages with tickets and things like that will be available in July. Typically, it's the last week of July, but I'm sorry, the last week of June. It will be available in June. Could that change? Maybe, but I doubt it. I don't think I think Disney's computers, those 499, 500 days in advance, I think Disney's computers are set up for that, and I don't think they'll be able to get around that. So the 2021 packages will be available in May, and May for room only for 2021, June for packages. That's the typical pattern, and I don't see that happening. So in May 2020, you'll be able to book a room for 2021, and you'll have to work hard to beat me because I'm going to be first. I'm going to have that number one reservation in 2021. All right. But do get a hold of our partners at Destinations to Travel. Links down there in the comments. Get a hold of them and let them help you. All right. So I got two more questions. Here we go. This one's from Valerie in Indianapolis. Our trip is October 29th through November 3rd. I'll be there too. I know we will be there for Halloween decorations at the party, but I was told that Christmas would appear on November 1st. Is that correct? What will we see on November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd? Valerie, whoever told you that is not quite right. In the Magic Kingdom, there is a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party on November 1st. So the Christmas decorations will not be up on November 1st. Now, because they have the Christmas parade taping starting on the 5th, the decorations will go up pretty quick. So my guess is the 1st, you'll still have the decorations up. Maybe the 2nd, you'll still have Halloween. Either the night of the 2nd or the night of the 3rd, the Halloween will come down. And the 3rd, maybe, but probably the 4th, the Christmas decorations will be up. Some of them might be up on the 3rd, but they'll be going up. They will be up on the 4th. Now, the other parks will be decorated. Probably by the 3rd. The Christmas parade taping is going to be in Hollywood Studios on the 3rd, so it will be decorated by then. It'll be in Animal Kingdom on the 4th, so it will probably be decorated. Epcot, not so sure about. The other parks don't have the Halloween decorations to come down. So I know we saw a video last week. We had one of our partners in Hollywood Studios, and they were already putting up some of the Christmas decorations. So Hollywood Studios will definitely be all ready to go by the 3rd. I'm hoping to see some Christmas decorations. I love Christmas, and I'll be there through the 4th. So I hope I will get to see them while I am there too. All right. Bottom line is it's going to be close. In the Magic Kingdom, the other parks, you'll probably see some. Okay, last question here. Again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments now because we're going to roll through them here pretty quick. All right. I am a complete procrastinator and also was very overwhelmed by Disney. I am leaving in 2 weeks and I never made any dinner reservations. I don't really want them for every night that we're there, but there's absolutely nothing available. What do I have to do? I have 2 8-year-olds and 2 4-year-olds. Man, it's kind of tough at this point. We did do a little checking, and there are over 40 places that have reservations for that week. We didn't know exactly when you were going, but we looked at that 2 weeks from now to look at that week. There are over 40 restaurants where you can make reservations right now. Even if you'd done it 6 months ago, 5 months ago, you might have had a hard time finding reservations for things like Cinderella's Royal Table, Le Cellier, Chef Mickey's, those things that book up quickly. Sci-fi dining. Now, I did send this lady a note, and she got back with me about what she was looking for. Told her that, there are options. You can always walk up and ask. She was looking specifically for the sci-fi dine-in. Unfortunately, because the sci-fi dine-in doesn't have a lot of tables, it books very quickly. It just does not have a lot of occupancy. So it's pretty much one of the hardest to book. There wasn't any reservations at the sci-fi dine-in, but at 50's Primetime Cafe, also in Disney Hollywood Studios, there was availability. So while you can't get the big ones now, there are lots of options. There are some great, even quick service options. I love the Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe, Columbia Harbor House. There are just all kinds of options. Sunshine Seasons in Epcot, Tangerine Cafe, Animal Kingdom Flame Tree Barbecue. Not going to say anything about the food in Disney Hollywood Studios because there's just not a lot of options here that I like. That's just me. You'll also be there probably, I think, during the Food and Wine Festival. Don't know exactly your days. This Food and Wine Festival will still be going on, and that's a great place to eat. We plan to be eating there 5 nights while we're there. So the bottom line is, yes, there aren't the big options, as we talked earlier, the primo options, but there are options available. Okay, so let's move on to your questions. We're only going to do 2, and then we'll cut it off because it is time for Dad to go on vacation because Dad is going to Disney World. Love playing with that. All right, here we go. Pamela asks, "Hi, Dad. I wanted to ask about the Star Wars show at Hollywood Studios. I know at Christmas they're supposed to be replacing it with Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam show. I got an email saying something about it being back, but the link didn't work. I'm thinking about maybe it was an old article that had been deleted. Have you heard anything about Star Wars in late November or early December?" Now, the same thing happened last year. They only had Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam scheduled. And at the last minute, they added the Star Wars fireworks show to have 2 shows at night. Will they do that this year? I don't know. And there's no way we're going to know until Disney says something about it. They haven't said anything about it yet. I think that you probably did run into an old link because this has not been announced for this year. But it did happen last year where only Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam was scheduled, and then they added the Star Wars fireworks at the last minute. So could it happen? Yes. Will it happen? I don't know. All right. Hopefully it will. All right. This is the last question. Here we go. With all the construction at Hollywood Studios, would you recommend visiting the park, or should I change to another park until it is finished? And Marie asked, along with that, going to Disney in March with all the construction at Hollywood Studios, do you think I can see and do everything in one day? Marie, I'll tackle your question first. Yes, you will be able to see and do everything in one day. As to whether you should go to Hollywood Studios or not, I hear this a lot, and it kind of disturbs me because the best rides at Walt Disney World, the best rides at Walt Disney World, let me say that again, the best rides at Walt Disney World are in Hollywood Studios. Yes, I know there's massive construction. Yes, I know a lot of things are closed. But Hollywood Studios still has Rock and Roller Coaster, the best roller coaster at Walt Disney World. My favorite ride at Walt Disney World, the Tower of Terror an incredible ride. It's not my favorite, but it's up there in the top 5. Toy Story Mania. Again, another one of my top 5 rides at Walt Disney World. What else do they got? They got the Beauty and the Beast show. They've got the Fantasmic. They've got the Star Wars fireworks. I'm forgetting Star Tours. Star Tours. Just all kinds of good rides. If you've got little kids, you've got the Frozen sing-along. You've got the Little Mermaid show. You've got Disney Junior live on stage. You've just got so much. And then Indiana Jones. You've got the Darth Vader with the kid. I mean, it's just got some of the best things at Walt Disney World. Just really is the top. If you list the top 20 rides at Walt Disney World, 10 of them are going to be, or not 10 of them, but there's going to be 5 of the top 20 in Hollywood Studios. So if you don't go to Hollywood Studios, you're missing something. Now, if you've only got 3 days, would you pick Hollywood Studios over Animal Kingdom? Maybe not. Or Epcot? Maybe not. But if you skip Hollywood Studios, you're really kind of doing a disservice because Hollywood Studios really is an incredible place. Now, will it take all day? Will it take a full day? Ask me again next Friday. I think Friday, actually. Yes, Friday. Next Friday, a week from today. In fact, I might be doing Dad lunch, a mini lunch with Dad live from Hollywood Studios if we can get good Wi-Fi. No, I would not skip Hollywood Studios and go to a different park. I just wouldn't. I think there is just too much great stuff at Hollywood Studios. Now, if you don't like the roller coasters, the fast rides, Toy Story Mania, Indiana Jones, The Beauty and the Beast, if you don't like any of that stuff, don't go to Hollywood Studios. But my opinion is it's still something that should be experienced. Okay, so that's it. I'm on vacation. I am on vacation. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I should have that music teed up and ready to go. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. Yeah, so Dad is going to Disney World. I will be there Sunday night. But vacation starts right now. But anyway, so I just had to do that one more time. I hope you'll follow us next week. Mrs. Mom and I will be all over Walt Disney World. Come and see us. Say hello. I got all kinds of stuff I'll be handing out for you. I hope to meet you. Don't forget our big spooktacular sale. Free shipping. If you order your calendars this week between now and Tuesday, free shipping on everything. I will not be here for lunch with Dad officially next week. I might sneak in and say hello, but there will not be any hour-long lunch with Dad next week because I'm going to Disney World. Okay, so thanks again to our partners from Celebration Shirts. And if you need any kind of shirts, whether it's for home, work, going to Disney World, they can help. Go check them out, celebrationshirts.com, or check their Facebook page out too. Cool Facebook page. Anyway, thank you for coming by today. I appreciate it. I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching Dad's video. For more simple, fun, magic Walt Disney World information, go to dadsguidetowdw.com. You can do that by clicking the I button that's popping up on the screen right now. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and get more Dad's YouTube videos with Daditude.